Welcome to the Going for Green Week 13 update. I can't believe we're heading into the final week of the regular season. We had divisional play, so every division was 2-2. Hearts still has a 40-point lead over clubs as far as divisions, best division. FinDaddy has a 4-game winning streak, and Hail Mary has a 3-game losing streak, both in the same division, and this could cost Hail Mary a playoff bid. We had 4 decent margin wins this week. No crazy blowouts like we have the last few weeks, and we had a couple close games. Our average winning margin this week was 19.64 points. We had a fairly low scoring week. You could see 112 was our average weekly score, bringing our season total average to 1,532 points. Way behind last year, so a lower scoring season this year. And we get into our games of the week. In our biggest margin of victory this week, Guinness Gas broke their losing streak and clinched a playoff spot with a 36.5-point win over the slumping Hail Mary team. It wasn't a very high-scoring game, but Guinness Gas got enough from Achane and his kicker to beat Hail Mary, who only had one player with a decent score. That's DeAndre Swift with 20 points. Our next biggest margin of victory comes from the same division. In our highest scoring game of the week, Move the Chains put up the third most points this week, but FinDaddy is rolling at the right time, winning their 4th game in a row and clinched the Hearts division with this 34-point win over Move the Chains. FinDaddy again rode the Mahomes-Rice TD combo to victory. In our next game, the Gem took the lead in the club's division with a 24.5-point win over 4th and Long. The Gem welcomed back Joe Burrow, who led the team in scoring. 4th and Long picked a bad week to slump, putting up a mediocre 85 points. In another matchup of the top 2 teams in the division, Doc got revenge from their Week 2 loss to Hey New Guy and took the division lead with this 18-point win. Doc got another 20-point game from Derrick Henry and enough from the supporting staff to beat Devontae Adams and his supporting staff. In the first of our 2 close games, Pocket Rockets needed a Monday night comeback to keep their playoff hopes alive, and they got just enough from Nix and a late field goal from Borregales to pull out the 2.5-point win over Nighthawks. Nighthawks had an overall great game, scoring the 4th highest total for the week, but a very disappointing game from the Rams defense turned out to be costly. And in our closest game of the week, Ready for Football ended Onside Kick's postseason hopes with the Monday night comeback of their own, finally getting a decent game from Ramondre Stevenson and pulling out a 2-point win. An early injury to Amon St. Brown led to 0 points for Onside Kick and ultimately cost them the game. So looking at our standings now, going into the final week of the season, FinDaddy clinched the Hearts division. They've got a 2-game lead over Move the Chains and Guinness Gas. The Gem has an edge over 4th and Long. Nighthawks a few games back, and Pocket Rockets still with some playoff hopes. And in the Diamonds division, Doc and Hey New Guy go into the final week tied. Thank you, Paris. But Doc has a quite a bit of a point scoring advantage to lead the tiebreaker as those teams split the season series. Our top two scorers of the week, Finn Daddy with 168.14 points and Pocket Rockets with 135.46 points. Our week 14 schedule, the last week of the regular season, we have Move the Chains against Hail Mary, Pocket Rockets against the Gem, Doc against Ready for Football, Fourth and Long against Nighthawks, Guinness Gas against Finn Daddy, and Onside Kick against Hey New Guy. And taking a look at what each team needs or where they're looking to end up going into the playoffs in the Hearts division, Finn Daddy has clinched the division. They can be no worse than the number 2 seed. A win gives them the number 1 seed. Move the Chains. A win will clinch a 4 or 5 seed due to their high total points. They need a win and a fourth and long loss to get the number 4 seed. Guinness Gas. 4 seed will be tough due to total points, but a win and a Move the Chains loss will give Guinness Gas the number 5 seed. Hail Mary, they need quite a bit of help. They need a win, a Nighthawks loss, a Pocket Rockets loss, and they need to outscore Nighthawks by 103 points. They can also get in with a Nighthawks loss and a Pocket Rockets win, but they would need to outscore Pocket Rockets by 125 points. So it's not looking good for Hail Mary. In the clubs division, the Gem, they clinch the division with a win or fourth and long loss. If they lose and fourth and long wins, they would need to outscore fourth and long by 100 points to win the division. Fourth and long, they can clinch the division with a win and a Gem loss, assuming Gem doesn't outscore them by 100 points, and they could be no worse than the number 5 seed. Nighthawks, they need a win to assure a playoff spot. They can advance with a loss and outscore Pocket Rockets by 21 points. Pocket Rockets, they need to win, they need Nighthawks to lose, and they need to maintain their scoring lead over Nighthawks to advance. In the Diamonds division, Doc and Hey New Guy are tied atop the division with Doc holding the scoring tiebreaker. Doc clinches the division with a win and maintaining the scoring lead over Hey New Guy. They can also win the division with a loss and a Hey New Guy loss and still maintain the scoring lead. Hey New Guy can clinch the division with a win and a Doc loss, or if they end up in a tie with Doc, they would have to outscore Doc by 70 points this week. And our final two, Ready for Football and Onside Kick, are our only 2 eliminated teams. Weekly and season notables. The Gem passed Roadkill in all-time wins with 9. Finn Daddy, for the second time this season, scored an identical 168.14 points in this week's matchup against Move the Chains. No changes in our biggest margin of victory for the season, but we had 2 closest games, 2 of our top 10 closest games, Ready for Football by 2.02 points over Onside Kick, and Pocket Rockets by 2.46 points over Nighthawks. And in our luck index, Pocket Rockets continues to be our most unlucky team, and Hey New Guy and the Gem are our luckiest teams. Hey New Guy would be out if we went strictly by breakdown, but they're still holding on to the number 7 seed. Pocket Rockets, by far the unluckiest team. They would be the 4th seed using breakdown, but are right now on the outside looking in and need some help to get into the postseason. And in our tracking of who faces one of the top 2 scoring teams, Ready for Football still leads with 5, Pocket Rockets with 4, Fourth and Long, Guinness Gas, and Move the Chains all with 3, Hey New Guy and Nighthawks with 2, Onside Kick, The Gym, Hail Mary, and Doc with 1, and Fin Daddy has yet to face a top 2 scorer this season. And in transactions, we had a light week this week, but we're at $1,220 in transaction money. That's $305 going to the Super Bowl winner. And we're ahead of last year's pace of $1,177.50. So that's our update for this week. Hope everyone has a great week, and talk to y'all next week with the playoff matchups. Bye.